Episode number 218. Sounds that he was not afraid of, for he divined their meaning, then began to be audible. Several doors were opened in succession, and finally his own. A jailer, with a list in his hand, looked in, merely saying, "Follow me, Evremond." And he followed into a large dark room, at a distance. It was a dark winter day, and what with the shadows within, and what with the shadows without, he could but dimly discern the others, who were brought there to have their arms bound. Some were standing, some seated, some were lamenting, and in restless motion, but these were few. The great majority were silent, and still, looking fixedly at the ground. As he stood by the wall in a dim corner, while some of the 52 were brought in after him, one man stopped in passing, to embrace him, as having a knowledge of him. It thrilled him with a great dread of discovery, but the man went on. A very few moments after that, a young woman, with a slight girlish form, a sweet fair face, in which there was no vestige of color, and large widely opened patient eyes, rose from the seat where he had observed her sitting, and came to speak to him. "Citizen Evremond," she said, touching him with her cold hand. "I am a poor little seamstress, who was with you in La Force." He murmured for answer, "True. I forget what you were accused of." "Plots. Though the just heaven knows that I am innocent of any. Is it likely? Who would think of plotting with a poor little weak creature like me?" The forlorn smile with which she said it, so touched him, that tears started from his eyes. "I am not afraid to die, Citizen Evremond, but I have done nothing. I am not unwilling to die, if the Republic, which is to do so much good to us poor, will profit by my death. But I do not know how that can be, Citizen Evremond. Such a poor weak little creature." As the last thing on earth that his heart was to warm and soften to, it warmed and softened to this pitiable girl. "I heard you were released, Citizen Evremond. I hoped it was true." "It was. But I was again taken and condemned." "If I may ride with you, Citizen Evremond, will you let me hold your hand? I am not afraid, but I am little and weak, and it will give me more courage." As the patient eyes were lifted to his face, he saw a sudden doubt in them, and then astonishment. He pressed the work-worn, hunger-worn young fingers, and touched his lips. "Are you dying for him?" she whispered. "And his wife, and child?" "Hush. Yes." "Oh, you will let me hold your brave hand, stranger?" "Hush. Yes, my poor sister, to the last." Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. The same shadows that are falling on the prison, are falling, in that same hour of the early afternoon, on the barrier with the crowd about it, when a coach going out of Paris drives up to be examined. Who goes here? Whom have we within? Papers. The papers are handed out, and read. Alexander Manette. Physician. French. Which is he?